What were the greatest forgotten college football rivalries? Imagine a game that once drew crowds, created fierce local pride, and even had its own trophy, but now is barely remembered. Some rivalries in college football have faded into obscurity, yet they once meant a lot to their communities. These matchups tell stories of tradition, passion, and history that deserve to be rediscovered. One example is the Navy versus Southern Methodist University rivalry for the Gantz Trophy. Navy and Southern Methodist University played annually from 2015 to 2023, but the rivalry never gained national attention. The trophy was named after a former Southern Methodist University coach, Frank Gantz, but there's little documentation or excitement around it today. The games were competitive, with a notable overtime win by Southern Methodist University in 2018, but neither school's fans see it as a major rivalry. With no future games scheduled, this rivalry risks being forgotten entirely. Another example is the Missouri versus Kansas rivalry, known as the Border War or Border Showdown. This rivalry started way back in 1891 and was one of the longest-running series in college football. It was rooted in pre-Civil War tensions and included a traveling trophy. However, Missouri moved to the Southeastern Conference in 2012, ending the annual football game with Kansas. The rivalry still exists in basketball, but the football matchup is no longer played. Older fans remember the fierce battles, but younger ones might not even know it ever existed. Then there is the civil conflict between the University of Connecticut and the University of Central Florida. This rivalry was more of a publicity stunt than a deep tradition. It started in 2013 when a UConn coach called it the civil conflict and even made a trophy. UCF did not take it seriously and often mocked the rivalry. UCF leads the series, and with their move to the Big 12 Conference, the games are unlikely to continue. It's a quirky footnote in college football history, but not a rivalry that has stood the test of time. The Illinois versus Ohio State rivalry features the Illy-Buck Trophy, a wooden turtle awarded to the winner since 1902. While not completely forgotten, it is overshadowed by Ohio State's more prominent matchups. The rivalry has had its moments, like Illinois' upset victory in 2007, but it's not as widely celebrated as other rivalries. Still, for Illinois fans, it remains a point of pride. And let's not forget the Hawaii versus Wyoming rivalry for the Paniolo Trophy. Started in 1978, it celebrates the cowboy cultures of both states. The series has been played sporadically and lacks the history of other rivalries. Still, the unique trophy and the geographic distance make it a distinctive, if overlooked, part of college football's landscape. Many rivalries fade because of conference realignment, which can end annual matchups. When schools change conferences, they often lose their traditional rivals. Success or failure of programs also impacts rivalries. When one team struggles, interest drops. Sometimes, rivalries are kept alive by fans through social media or off-season talk, even if the teams no longer play each other. Discovering these forgotten rivalries can give fans a new appreciation for college football's rich history. Watching old highlights, learning about the trophies, or imagining what could have been makes game days more meaningful. Content creators can tell these stories to show the sport's full story, beyond just the big-name matchups. These rivalries reminded us that college football is full of stories, traditions, and passion that have stood the test of time, even if they are no longer in the spotlight.